Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to tackle something really common for English learners. How to stop that constant translating in your head
Right.
and really start thinking in English.
Exactly. It's about getting more fluent, more natural communication.
Looking at the sources you shared, this core problem really stands out.
Yeah, it's that habit, isn't it? Translating word for word from your native language before you even speak.
Which inevitably slows you down.
Big time. It's like a mental bottleneck. And sometimes the phrasing just lands a bit. Well, weirdly, for native speakers.
So our mission here is to pull out some really practical, step-by-step ways to help you train your brain differently.
Right, like building a new mental pathway that goes straight to English. No detours.
The idea is to make speaking, listening, even writing feel more automatic, less effortful.
Definitely more intuitive. And think about why this matters. One of the sources had that great little example.
Oh, the I have cold one.
Exactly, instead of I am cold. It sounds fine as a direct translation from some languages, maybe.
But not quite right in natural English.
Right, it just shows how thinking within English helps you sound more natural.
Okay, so let's dig into why thinking directly in English is such a game changer. What's the biggest benefit?
I'd say speed and fluency first off.
Right.
When you skip that whole translation step inside your head, the words they come out faster, more readily.
Fewer awkward pauses while you're searching.
Exactly. You can jump into conversations more easily, more spontaneously.
And I bet that speed helps with confidence too. Like, if the words are flowing better, you probably feel better speaking.
Oh, absolutely. You're not mentally wrestling, So you feel more self-assured. It's a definite confidence booster.
Makes sense. And it's not just about speaking, is it? The sources mentioned listening too.
Yeah, that's a big one. Thinking in English actually sharpens your listening skills.
How so?
Well, if your brain is already operating in English, it processes spoken English faster. You can keep up better.
So you're already on the right frequency, so to speak.
You got it. You catch the nuances, the rhythm, the natural pace of speech more easily.
Okay, interesting. And one source even suggested it helps with pronunciation. That seems less obvious.
It does sound a bit indirect, but think about it. When you form thoughts directly in English, you're sort of internalizing the sounds.
Like the rhythm and intonation.
Precisely. You're engaging with how English sounds internally. It's like a mental rehearsal.
So that internal practice can actually make your spoken pronunciation more natural over time.
That's the idea, yeah. It helps you tune into those native sounds.
Okay, so let's recap. We're talking faster speaking, more confidence, better listening, maybe even better pronunciation.
That was pretty good, right?
It sounds like the holy grail for learners. But if it's so beneficial, why is it so hard? What trips people up?
Well, a major one is just relying too much on translation. It feels safe,
Like a crutch.
Exactly. One source used that analogy of riding a bike with training wheels. You get used to the support, so you never quite learn to balance properly in English. You don't build that independent skill.
That's a great visual. You got to ditch the training wheels eventually. What else holds learners back?
Another thing is focusing way too much on grammar while you're trying to speak.
Oh, yeah. Trying to get every sentence perfect.
Right. Trying to mentally check off all the grammar rules before you say a word. But think about it. Native speakers don't do that.
That's true. We make mistakes all the time.
Exactly. We don't consciously apply rules mid-conversation. So that pursuit of perfection can actually freeze you up.
Which probably connects to the next point, just being afraid of making mistakes.
Absolutely. That fear can be paralyzing. It stops you from just trying to think in English, trying to speak.
Even though mistakes are how we learn, right?
They're essential. Mistakes give you feedback. They show you where you need to adjust. They're not failures.
We need to reframe them as like learning opportunities. Easier said than done, sometimes.
For sure. But crucial.
Okay, one more common hurdle.
Just a lack of immersion, really. If your whole day, your environment is in your native language,
Your brain defaults to that.
naturally, it's much harder to switch into English thinking mode if you're not using or hearing English regularly.
Okay, that all makes sense.
Yeah.
We know why it's important. We know the common traps. So let's get practical.
Right. The how-to.
Yeah. How do we actually start training our brains? What are some concrete strategies people can use, like today?
Okay, let's start super simple. Just consciously name objects around you in English.
Like right now? Look around the room.
Yep. See a window, think window. See a lamp, think lamp. Your phone, your coffee cup. Just label things mentally.
Okay, that feels doable. Building a basic vocabulary of your immediate world. What's next?
Build on that. Describe simple actions related to those objects.
So, not just cup.
Right. Think, I'm picking up my cup, or I am drinking water from my glass. Connect the objects to simple verbs, simple actions.
Moving from just nouns to little mini sentences about what you're doing.
Exactly, making it active.
Cool. What's step 2 for this mental workout?
Step 2 is self-talk, talking to yourself, basically, but in English.
Out loud, or just in your head?
Either. Internally is fine, maybe less weird feeling at first for some people. Describe what you're doing as you do it.
Like, I'm walking to the kitchen, or it's raining today. Simple
It's
stuff.
simple stuff. I'm putting on my jacket. This food smells good. The key is there's no pressure, no audience.
It's a safe space just to practice forming thoughts in English. I like that.
And step 3 is a bit of a tool shift. Use an English to English dictionary.
Instead of English to my native language.
Precisely. Using a bilingual dictionary keeps you in that translation loop. And English only one forces you to understand the word using other English words.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say you look up excited. Instead of seeing the word in your language, you see feeling very happy and eager.
Okay, so you're defining excited using other English concepts.
Right. It builds connections within English, strengthening that network in your brain instead of constantly referring back. It deepens understanding in English terms.
That's smart. Breaking the translation habit at the source. What's strategy number 4?
Keep your thoughts simple, especially at first. Fight the urge to create really complex sentences right away.
Because that complexity might just push you back to translating.
Often, yeah. It feels overwhelming. So start basic, instead of a long thought about dinner plans.
Just think.
I am hungry. I need food, maybe pasta tonight. Short, simple thoughts.
Right. Build the foundation first. Complexity will come later, naturally.
Exactly, like learning to walk before you try to sprint. And step 5 flows from this.
Which is?
Actively develop an English inner voice.
So making your internal monologue switch languages.
Consciously, yes.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about your day, making plans, reflecting, try doing it in English.
Okay, what's next? I should probably answer that email. A kind of internal chat.
Yep. Or even asking yourself simple questions. How do I feel right now? What time is it? Make English the language of your internal world.
It's like narrating your life to yourself, but in English.
Kind of, yeah. And the final big strategy is immersion. We touched on it earlier.
Actively surrounding yourself with English.
Right. Listening to English podcasts like this one, watching shows, reading articles, books.
How does that directly help the thinking part?
The more English input you get, the more your brain just absorbs the patterns, the rhythm, the sentence structures, the common phrases.
It becomes more familiar, less foreign.
Exactly. It starts to feel more natural, which makes it easier to generate your own thoughts in that same natural way. It tunes your brain to English.
Okay, so we have these great strategies: naming things, self-talk, English dictionary, simple sentences, inner voice, immersion. But how do we make these stick? How do we build habits?
Consistency. That's the key, isn't it?
Always. So what are some daily exercises?
Okay, one good habit: start and end your day thinking in English.
How did that work?
When you first wake up, before you even get out of bed, just mentally run through your plans for the day in English. Okay, first coffee, then shower, meeting at 10. Simple stuff.
And at the end of the day?
Before you sleep, take a couple of minutes, review your day. What happened? How did you feel? Again, just simple English thoughts. Work was busy, I felt tired, had dinner with friends.
Like bookending your day with English thought. I like that. What else?
Try setting aside a specific time each day as a no translation zone.
Ooh, okay. Like 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
Whatever feels manageable. During that time, you make a conscious effort. Only think in English.
That sounds challenging at first.
It probably will be. You might only manage short bursts. But the discipline of trying consistently, day after day, that's what builds the muscle.
Right. It's the consistent effort. You mentioned self-talk earlier. Can we make that a daily thing?
Definitely. Try talking to yourself aloud in English for maybe 5 minutes a day.
Just describing action.
Yeah. I'm washing the dishes now. This water is warm. I need to dry these. Verbalizing it reinforces the thoughts.
Hearing yourself speak English, even just to yourself.
Exactly. Adds another layer.
What about fitting it into things we already do?
Great point. Use routine activities. When you're cooking, driving, walking, exercising, consciously narrate or think about things in English.
Okay, turning left now. The sky looks gray. This hill is steep.
Precisely. Turn those mundane moments into mini practice sessions. It integrates English thinking into your actual life.
Okay, and one more daily habit you mentioned was journaling.
Yeah, keep a simple English journal. Doesn't have to be long.
What should you write?
Anything. Your thoughts, what happened today, plans for tomorrow, things you're grateful for. The key isn't perfect grammar.
It's just expression.
It's just expressing your thoughts directly onto the page in English. It practices formulation.
Okay, so these daily exercises make it a regular practice, not just the theory. But people will hit roadblocks.
Oh, absolutely. It's not always smooth sailing.
What's the most common one, do you think? That tendency to just snap back to your native language.
Yeah, that default setting is strong. It's automatic, ingrained. It takes real conscious effort to fight it, especially at the start.
So what's the advice there? Just keep trying.
Be kind to yourself first off, and start small. Don't try to have complex philosophical debates in your head on day one.
Stick to those simple thoughts.
Individual words, short phrases, nice weather, need milk. And really lean on that English to English dictionary. Reinforce those direct English connections.
Got it. Gradual steps. What about when you just don't know the word? You get stuck.
That's super common. The instinct is to immediately think, okay, what's the word in my language? And translate.
Right. Resist that urge.
Instead, try describing the word you don't know using simple English you do know.
Okay, so if I forget the word fridge.
You could think, the cold box. Or I keep the food. Or the kitchen machine that keeps things cold.
Circumlocution. Talking around it.
Exactly. It keeps your brain working in English, even when there's a gap. Find a detour. Don't just stop and switch back.
Clever. Okay, last big challenge. Losing motivation because it feels like you're not making progress.
Yeah, that's tough. Progress can feel slow, almost invisible day to day.
So how do you stay motivated?
Track your progress somehow. That journal we mentioned. Look back at entries from a month ago. You'll likely see a difference.
Or record yourself speaking.
Great idea. Record yourself talking about a simple topic now and again in a few weeks or months. Compare them.
You need tangible evidence of improvement sometimes.
You really do. Or just take a moment each week to consciously think, okay, how often did I manage to think in English this week compared to last? Acknowledge the small wins.
And just be patient, right? This doesn't happen overnight.
Absolutely not. Patience and persistence are everything. It's building a new cognitive habit. That takes time and consistent effort.
Don't beat yourself up if you slip back into your native language sometimes.
Not at all. It's normal. Just gently guide yourself back to English the next time. The more you practice, the more automatic it will become.
Okay, so bringing this all home for everyone listening, thinking in English, it's totally achievable.
It really is. It's a skill you can develop with the right approach and, crucially, consistent practice.
The payoff is huge. More fluency, more confidence. It just makes communicating easier.
Remember the key takeaways. Start small, make it a daily habit, and please embrace mistakes. They're not failures, they're feedback.
So maybe the question for you listening right now is, which one of these ideas, these techniques, feels like the best place for you to start?
Yeah, what's one small thing you can try today or tomorrow?
Pick one and commit to it.
And just trust that with that consistent practice, thinking in English will eventually shift. It'll go from feeling like hard work
to just feeling natural, like the automatic way your brain works when you're engaging with English.
Exactly, unlocking that next level of fluency and just feeling more comfortable and confident when you communicate.